And then we kept meeting with him day after day, morning, afternoon, evening. Sometimes we met together, my wife and myself. Sometimes I met with him alone. When my wife and myself met with him, we spoke more religious topics, which were not so interesting for me. But I had to respect my wife, and I have to respect Father. When I met with Father alone, we talked only on my questions, on my problems, on the problems of Latin America. Father was so patient. Father was so normal. Father was so respectful that I don't remember once that he said, "You are wrong." He might make a comment. He might answer to one of my harsh comments to a question. He might answer to the hard things I said about the church, to the hard things I said about the hierarchy, just with a smiling face. But he was so respectful that at any moment I felt pushed, I would feel pressed, I would feel in some way or another pulled by Father to his own ideas. We talked for hours and hours and hours. I was impressed by the man. I was impressed by the personality. I was not impressed by the priest, because I did not come looking for a priest. I did not come looking for a saint. I did come looking for a person whom impressed myself as a young Latin American revolutionary, and whom impressed myself as a person who has something different, who has something new, and who has the courage to say what he thinks, no matter what would happen to him after. We talked, as I mentioned, for hours and hours. And when we were close to the 18th of September, while walking on the cemetery with him, he told my wife and myself, "I would like to invite you to make a covenant of love with the Blessed Mother." And he explained what a covenant of love is, very kindly. To tell you the truth, I was not interested at all in a covenant of love with the Blessed Mother. I felt that I loved her enough from childhood. I felt that my relationship with her was okay. My main problem, my main concern was Latin America and the Latin American problems. But I said yes. Why did I say yes? Why did I answer yes to Father Kentenichped's invitation? Out of gratitude. And I was with my wife, who's always been a very religious man, a woman, a very religious person, a wonderful wife. We've been together as husband and wife of only 32 years, but we met each other since we were children. And she had been my best companion, my best friend, my everything in my life. So I couldn't say no to something that she was saying yes. We arranged to write down a prayer, which we did both together, and Father wanted that prayer to be translated into German. We wrote it in Spanish, and someone translated it into German to Father. And we had it in English also in order to read it in the shrine. On the 18th, on the afternoon of the 18th, Father called to the movement house where we were staying. He asked for Jesus. I came to the phone, and he said, "Jesus, congratulations. I like your wife and your wives and your prayer so much that I think we should invite some members of the Schoenstatt family to be with us tonight in the shrine while you make your covenant of love with the Blessed Mother. I said, perfectly, Father, with you. I was already so attracted and so attached to Father's person. So we went into the shrine, we said the prayer, there were maybe 20, 25 people there, and we were kneeling on the step right at the front of the altar, at the kneeler, we could say. And Father was kneeling right at the front of us. He was looking at the Blessed Mother, at the Blessed Mother's picture while we were saying our prayer. And when we finished our prayer, he himself said such a simple and beautiful prayer to the Blessed Mother. This prayer is recorded and is owned by the sisters in Milwaukee. It's being transcribed, and I read it very often. We read it, my wife and myself, very often in order to remember what Father told us the first time that we approached the altar with him. He told the Blessed Mother, he thanked the Blessed Mother for opening a fountain of grace at the original shrine in Schenstadt in 1914. He thanked the Blessed Mother because since then, since 1914, she had been working, trying to bring to the shrine people who would be interested on being educated by her to become her instruments in order to bring Christ to the world. And then he thanked the Blessed Mother for bringing this young couple. I remember very well his words. This particular couple who had come to Milwaukee within these days and whom are giving their young hearts tonight. And then he mentioned the importance of the Latin American countries in the history of the world, the importance of Schenstadt as an international family who reunites all the human beings in the world. And then when he finished his prayer, he stood up, he walked to the right side of the altar, he opened a box, and he approached us with a cross in his hands. He gave the cross to me, and he said, "Receive this cross as a symbol of your mission for Latin America." When Father gave this cross to us, to my wife and myself, he didn't give the cross as a pastor priest or parish priest would give a little cross to a child. No. He entrusted the cross as if a general would be giving a sword to a soldier. I was so touched in my heart, not because of the cross, not because of what happened, but because of Father's confidence.